network issue arised. Okay, now it is okay. So I think time is not sufficient for the explanation of polynomial implementation. So we'll see the remaining concepts. That is advantages and disadvantages of singly linked list. Advantages and disadvantages of singly linked list. So there are many advantages while using the linked list. First one, insertion and deletions can be done easily. So when compared to the remaining data structures, linked lists are very easy for deleting any node at any position. Already we have discussed that in some possible cases we can insert the nodes or easily we can delete the node. That is the advantage of singly linked list. One of the advantages, it does not need movement of elements for insertion and deletion. So actually what happens in array, so if we want to delete or if you want to insert a new element in an array, we need to shift the elements. Or if we want to delete any element, we need to free up that will move the elements from one position to another position. For example, if you are having three elements in your array, want to add one more array in between first and second element. Ultimately, what should so you need to follow and you need to shift the elements, then only it is possible to insert a new element. So in linked list there is no such order, there is no such rules to move the elements. Okay, that is why it is another advantage. And the next one is its space is not wasted as we can get space according to our requirements. So, for example, in array, particularly if you declare the size of the array is, for example, 50, so you store the elements only 30 elements, but the remaining 20 data will be wasted. That means it is static only now. So the memory will be wastage in that area. So that is another topic. But here space is not wasted. Why? For example, if you want to store 50 elements so that I can store 50 elements. After 50 elements, I want to add one more element or many more elements based on my requirement. So if I don't want to store any linked list, I will not allocate memory for that node. So if no memory is allocated, no node will be created. Without allocating the memory, it is useless. So in that case, the space is not wasted in this area. And the next one is its size is not fixed. Already I told you that the linked list size is not fixed like arrays. So because it is dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory allocation means what? It will change based on the situation, right? That is the another advantage. It can be extended or reduced according to requirements, right? So if I want to add more elements, easily I can extend the linked list. Simply I can insert the elements with the help of inserting a node after or inserting a node last. So if I want to reduce the linked list, simply I can delete it. So generally, how can I delete? So we are having three possible cases in deletion operation of a linked list. So in that way, we can delete all the elements or what are the elements we don't want to store in the linked list, so that that elements can we can delete easily. So extended and reduced according to our requirements. But in array, it is not possible. So the next one is elements may or may not be stored in consecutive memory available. Even then we can store the data in computer. So here in array we can store elements in consecutive memory, but here we are taking as a random memory. Random means ultimately, for example, if I want to call anyone, that means randomly I can call. That means, for example, roll number maybe 20 or roll number is 74 or 86, like that. So any number I can call. That is called random. Here, even though we are storing the data in consecutive random memory location, we can store the data in our computer. So the linked list having the random random memory locations. So it may be stored or may not be stored, but array is a consecutive memory. Next one, it is less expensive. Less expensive means it's cheaper. No, next one. These all are the advantages of singly linked list. Singly or single, whatever it is, same. Both are same. That is disadvantages of linked list. It requires more space as pointers are also stored with information. So if you want to create a node, definitely you need to store the or you need to use the pointer variable. Without pointer variable, we can't link to the next node. So in this regard, definitely we will use the pointer variable and pointers concept. So pointers means what? It will store the address of the next position. So, but it requires everywhere or anywhere pointers occupies memory, more memory, because it is having some addresses. So that is the case here. That means it requires more space as pointers are also stored with information. So not other, only pointers is the concept here. So because of pointers, it requires more memory. That is disadvantage. Next one, different amount of time is required to access each element. So different amount of time is required to access each element. For example, if we want to access the middle element, it takes little bit time. If you want to add first node, that means every node is available from it will search from root node only. That is the start node, starting of the node. So if it is a starting node, it requires one type of time, and if it is a middle node, it requires one sort of time, and if it is the last node of a list, and it also requires another type of time. So based on the node, it will take the time to access. That is the scenario here. The next one is, if we have to go to a particular element, then we have to go through all those elements that come before that element. For example, I'm storing the alphabets like this. For example, A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. 5 elements I'm storing in the linked list. For example, I stored. So now I want to access the element D. I want to access the element D, but it is not possible directly. What should I do? So first of all, I will travel from node A, node B, node C. Then only I will reach node D. Okay. So that is the case here. So there is no shortcut way or direct method to access the particular element. So if we want to go to particular element, then we have to go through all those elements that come before that element. So that is the thing here. And the next one is we cannot traverse it from last, only from the beginning. So if you want to traverse or if you want to visit from starting to ending is only possible, or ending to starting is not possible. In the reversing of a linked list also, we can follow the root node, starting node. Okay, so that is also another disadvantage. The reverse operation is possible in linked list, but the reverse operation, the backward direction is not possible. That means only forward direction we will travel. So these disadvantages overcome in double linked list. I'll show you what is double linked list. So by the time you can understand that. So disadvantage. That is also one of the disadvantages that data will travel in single direction, that is unidirection. That means we cannot traverse from last to first, last node to starting node. Okay, only from the beginning we can. That is the starting node. So next one is, it is not easy to sort the element stored in the linked list, linear linked list. So sorting is little bit difficult in linked list. Why? So it is having random location. That is why it is little bit difficult. Sorting means every element having a node. So for example, a node having 2 or 3 types of data. A node having 2 or 3 fields of data. And another node also having the 2 or 3 fields of data. So in that way, the sorting is a little bit difficult. Okay, that is the disadvantages. These are the disadvantages of single linked list. So up to now, once we'll see the syllabus. Okay, so this is the syllabus. Second unit. Already introduction single linked list is finished. Representation of single linked list memory, insertion, deletion, searching, travel, reversing, single linked list finished. So the applications on linked list also finished. In the previous class, I have discussed the applications of single linked list. So stacks implementation, queues implementation, and different arithmetic operation implementation, all those. And the next one, polynomial expression representation. How polynomial expression will be represented with the help of linked list. Already I have shown you that. Mode having coefficient and power. So that is the concept for representation of memory in linked list, using linked list. Representing the polynomial with the help of linked list in memory. After that, we saw addition and multiplication of polynomial. For both polynomials, addition and multiplication, I will explain the program maybe in the next class because it is a very big program. Just there may be a chance to ask in the examination also, write a program for addition of two polynomials. Okay. So if you understand the addition of polynomial, it is easy for multiplication. Okay. In the toughest situation only, there may be a chance to ask that question. Anyway, will be thoroughly in the syllabus. The next one is advantages of advantages and disadvantages of simplicity. So also finishing. So in the next class, polynomial implementation and sparse matrix representation using linked list, and the remaining concepts are double linked list and circular linked list. Double linked list, insertion and deletion. That's it. Okay. So in this class, I'll continue the doubly linked list representation and how the double linked list is beneficial than single linked list. Okay. The next concept is double linked list. So already you know about single linked list. Single linked list having how many fields? Two fields. One is data field and another one is link field. Okay. Here the double linked list having three fields. So what are the three? I'll show you. A double linked list or a two-way linked list is a more complex type of linked list which contains a pointer to the next as well as the previous node in the sequence. Therefore, it consists of three parts. First one is data part and a pointer to the next node and a pointer to the previous node. So see the figure here. The diagram consists of doubly linked list. In single linked list, you are having only one link here. So I'm highlighting here the doubly linked list. So in single linked list, having only one link from one node to another node. But here the doubly linked list means the data will travel from node 1 to node 5 at the same time node 5 to node 1 very easily because the data will travel in both directions. So we can perform different operations on linked list also, double linked list also. That is what are we performing the operations on single linked list. All the operations also possible in doubly linked list. But what is the difference? The difference is very simple. The single linked list can travel data in only one direction, but here we can travel the data from both direction. That is starting to ending and ending to starting. Okay, so it is having three parts. One is data feed, and another one is left link, and another one is right link. Left link to next pointer, a pointer to the next node, and a pointer to the previous node. See here, sample double linked list is here. Here we are having starting node and ending node. The starting node always points to the root node. See here, first of all, the previous node is empty. The starting node of the previous node is empty, and the ending node of the previous node is ending node of the last node is also empty. So here the linked list, double linked list having three parts. This field is the previous node, and this is the next node, and this is the data part. The data part is middle part. The left side of the part is called as previous node, and this is for next node. This is how the linked list will form, and the node 1 is connected to node 2, node 2 to node 3, node 3 to node 4, node 4 to node 5. See here at the end of the list, here 5 node, 5th node is the end of the list here. So again, let's see what is happening again. From the 5, the data will travel from back direction. That means we can move the data in forward direction or in backward direction. That means the data will be traveling two directions. That is the special advantage when compared to the single linked list and double linked list. The remaining operations, everything is same. Everything is same. But it is having only one way and having two parts. But here three parts. What are the three parts? Already I have shown you. So this is the code for sync double linked list. So in the single linked list, also same struct node. So no type of structure we are declaring here. Same program, same, everything is same. But instead of single, everything will be double here. So in the previous section, only we will declare these two lines. Integer data, that is the first field, that is the data field, and struct node star next. But here in this struct node star previous, here in that is the addition. The remaining same, the remaining all the operations are same. So actually it is very easy for deletion also. Insertion and deletion also very easy when compared to single linked list. Why? So it is having both sides links. Both sides in both directions we are having the links. So that is why it is very easy to insert or delete when compared to the single linked list. So here we are having previous node and the next node. So the previous field of the first node and the next field of the last node will contain the null. Why? That means first of all, the starting node of previous node, the starting node of the previous link is null because it is having null value. Why? Before the creation, nothing is there. That is why it is the starting of the list and this is the ending of the list. Always you should remember that the first node of the previous and the last node of the next will be null. The previous field of the first node and the next field of the last node will contain null. This point you should remember in your mind. The previous field is used to store the address of the preceding node and which enables us to traverse the list in the backward direction. For example, you may start from here onwards, for example, 5. So the node 5 data is addressed to node 4 and the node 4 data is stored in node 3 and the node 3 data is stored in node 2 and node 2 data is stored in node 1. At the same time, node 1 data is stored in node 2, node 2 in node 3, node 3 data in node 4 data node 4 having data of node 5. Okay, in that way, uh, data will be stored. First of all, we will initialize the memory for starting the node. That address is stored in the start node, that means root node. So that is given to the node node 1. So the node 1 having the address of node 2. So in this way, data will be stored. So we see that a doubly linked list calls for more space per node and more expensive basic operations. So why it is having more memory? Actually, pointers concept is a memory consuming concept. That means it will occupy more memory. So for singly linked list is a disadvantage for that, for only one link pointer. But here we are using two links pointers. That means it will consume extra memory more than singly linked list. But it is having some advantages over singly linked list, but it is very expensive because it is having two links to maintain. Okay, so for the basic operations also it is expensive. So, however, a doubly linked list provides the ease to manipulate the elements of the list as it maintains pointer to nodes in both the direction. That means forward and backward direction. The main advantage of using doubly linked list is that it makes searching twice as efficient. So, if you want to search an element, that is very easy to search. That means in both direction we can travel. For example, if you want to go your home, so if there is only one way is possible to reach your home. That is easy. Or for example, there are five or four ways to reach your home. So in four ways you can go. Any one of the way you can go. Whichever is the easiest or whichever is the fastest route, you can go. So here there is an option like that. Double linked list also having searching is very easy. So now see how it will represent in a memory. Same thing will happen. Data field in the singly linked list, data field and next field is there. But here in the doubly linked list, previous node and the next node. So, for example, I want to store the word hello in a memory. So it will be like that. Exactly same as singly linked list. But with addition to the previous node. That's it. So previous node is minus the first node of the previous node is null. Null means what? Minus one. So in the value I am representing in memory, it will be represented as minus one, not null. Null means minus one. So the value is stored like that, minus one. And see, the last node of the next link is also null. This thing you should remember. So after seeing this, the compiler will understand easily that this is a doubly linked list. That too, here three fields are there. That is also another type. After seeing this, the first node of the previous link and the last node of the next link is null, so that it will understand that having the doubly linked list. So now you see that the start is used to store the address of the first node. So this is the starting. The start is initialized with memory location 1. For example, memory location 1. So that address is stored in starting node, first node. Okay. So it is start is now 1. So that the first data is stored at address 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9, all these are the addresses. Just we are taking it as a alphabetical order. Maybe the memory addresses are not like this. Randomly, that is different. So first data is stored at address set 1. At a memory location 1, data H is stored. Since this is the first node. So it is having no previous node, hence it stores the null value, that is minus 1 in the previous node. So we will traverse the list until we reach a position where the null entry contains minus 1. So we start with null and we'll end with the null only. So it will traverse the list until -1 reaches. So where the -1 reaches, that means the end of the list. So when traverse the data and next in this manner, we will finally see that the linked list in the above example stores the characters that put together form the word hello. So that means after traversing everything from starting to ending, the node will come like that, that is hello. Okay. So this is what singly linked list, doubly linked list, sorry. So this is how the memory representation of the doubly linked list in memory, it will store like that, or otherwise you can draw like this. For example, there are three nodes, and this is the root node. For example, let us consider. So this is the starting node pointing to next node. Okay. Now this is the start node. The start node having, for example, memory location some 1,000 or 10, for example, 10 or 100, for example. So this is given to the first node. So this is called null, -1, and this is also -1. Okay. So now my data is stored here. For example, A. For example, B. For example, C. This also represents the end of the list. Okay. So some people may write like that also. Now see. So here 100 having given to A. That is the 100. 100 is in hundreds memory location A is stored. Now for example here maybe some 20 is there. So here 20. So the address next location is telling A. The A consists of the address of the next location. What is the next location? 20. So in 20, next node is stored. So what is the next node? B. Okay, here is the B. For example, 66. These all are the random memory locations I'm taking. So here in 66, that is stored. Okay. That means actually here it will store previous node. So now here, what is the address of B node? 20 here. And what is the address of A node? Here 66 will be stored in the previous link. Here 20 will be stored. Here 100 will be stored. This is how linked list will be. For example, if you want to travel in this direction, it will store the next field will store the address of the next location. If you want to travel from this direction, in the reverse direction, backward direction, this will be the address of the next one. Okay. Clearly in the next class, I'll tell you. Okay, you may leave. Time is also over.